Guys, how you doing? Hope you're all well. Hope everybody's having a great day. We'll just get right into it. What are we doing today? I've had this project sitting for a while. It's one of those I'll just pull down, fiddle around with it a little bit, set it back in the box, or in this case in the new shop, it's got its own designated shelf. Set of 359 cases. It's actually a 359 hole saw, but got an aftermarket starter cover on it. As of right now, we've got the oil pump assembly, we've got the bar plate, chain adjuster. I think it's got a flywheel on it, but other than that, that's about all we've got. I think I've got a muffler laying out there in a box somewhere, but it's one of them EPA mufflers, and I'm not even messing with that garbage. I'll come up with something else with what we're doing here, but was originally going to do the 272 swap, but I don't have a full-blown machine shop at my disposal. I tried 2 different cylinders, an open port 68 and a 266 top end. Both of those were already scored up and not usable. They were just experimental, trying to get either one to fit with several different pistons from several different saws. I had no luck. The only thing I could have done was maybe stacked a bunch of gaskets or had somebody make me some kind of big thick shim to go under it. So maybe something's different with the 272 top end. Maybe it had a lot looser squish or something from the get-go. I don't know, but in this case, the cylinders I was trying to use just wasn't really much of a way to make them work. But what I've got now, I've got the cheapest around the mill. I think it was less than $30 shipped to my door. Says it is a NICA seal cylinder, but it is the 47 millimeter. Your 359 has a 47 millimeter, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but the 357 I think is a 46. But it's a closed port cylinder with a 359. It's a closed port, but it has the removable transfer caps, and it's just not as well of a design as the 357 cylinder. Now, have you the 357s do have a crank stuffers or a full circle crank? We don't have that. We just have an OE 359 crank that checked out alright. I hope it's good. I'd hate to get it going and it just all kind of go all to hell, but it's for fun anyway, so it doesn't really matter. What we're going to do next is I'm going to move you guys around off of my mug and this, and I'm going to unbox this cylinder and have a look at it. And all we're going to do here today is get it on the saw, kind of give you an idea of what I'm wanting to do, and go from there. Alright guys, I think we are live. Something about that camera is looking funny. You guys let me know what it looks like on your end, but I'll know when we get in the house. I think it's just the light and the way it's hitting the front of that bench. Let's position it a different way. There we go. That's much better. Maybe turn this light on, get a little light on things, but I don't know if it like that or not, but it don't look bad. I came in this morning and heated things up with the little Buddy Pro, or it's actually the Big Buddy propane heater, and there wasn't a lick of condensation in here, and I think Doug, a crazy fella, had asked, it may have been someone else, but how the propane done if it left condensation. I'm pretty sure it was him, but it does. Anything in here metal, once it went to heating up, there is some condensation. And I'm guessing it is a single ring piston, and for what we're doing, that'll be awesome. And what's cool is I've got more than one saw, and it has those shitty rings. I don't recommend you cut those tangs all the way off, but I do recommend if you use them if they feel real weak. I won't use them. I'll find an old OEM piston and get the circlips out of. But some of these things come with nice circlips and some of them don't. But 12mm wrist pin. I'll tell you right now, that piston, it's okay fitment. It'll just drop right down, but some people like that, but on a fresh build, I like them to have just a little more grab than that, I guess, but that's not bad either. Measured that, these probably several thousandths more than it should have of play on that, but not a bad looking piston. Nothing great either. It ain't like a Meteor or something, but kind of put you in mind of a Farmer Tech piston. Could be a Farmer Tech cylinder. Ain't really many markings or anything on it, but does have the transfer design I was looking for. Like I said, you can see it's like kind of like a mini 372 cylinder. Case fed outbound transfers. Do we have a death ring? Sorry guys, I was digging out a little pin light, which was on when I got it out of the drawer and seemed to be about half-assed dead. Quick intermission. Here, put some batteries in. Batteries were fine. The battery cap was just loose. As far as being able to cut some material out of the bend, I think we're good. How much, I don't know, but you know what we mean by death ring. You'll see like a black line around the top of the cylinder lining. This one looks like it's good to go. I don't get too crazy anymore on what I take out of bends, but on this one we may take a little more than normal. But if anyone noticed that, come on guys, you guys know what that is. I hope so anyway. Those of you that fool with saws, unless you're just a full-blown steel junkie. What I wanted to see, and some of you may get a hint the route we're going with this. I know guys use a 372 clamp on these a lot. I just always buy the OEM metal clamp and partition, but look at that. I know someone's going to say, well, how are you going to get your impulse? Come on guys. Just use your imagination. We can either go right into the cases here somewhere and get an impulse feed, or hell, even for that matter, now that cylinder's not real thick. I don't know if I'd do that on it, but I have seen some guys go right into the transfers and get an impulse, but I'll figure it out. What I'll do is get me an impulse out of an old saw. We've got old saw cases that's busted up and carcasses everywhere, and we'll drill us a hole and press us an impulse feed in there to get an impulse, and you know, that gives us options for running a much larger carburetor and velocity stack setup. So now you kind of might know which direction I'm going with, but that thing looks just like a Farmer Tech cylinder, one of the good ones. It was listed as unbranded or no name, so I'm pretty certain that's what it is. But kind of funny, looks like I used about the same molding. They probably do sell one, same company, that has caps that are removable. Maybe you guys can see that, but we do have a port for an compression release. There we go. There's a, if it'll go in, watch it not be tapped correctly. Some of you guys probably watch me just laugh. There we go. That OEM Husky decomp and that OEM boot and flange and ring probably worth more than that whole top end. But this is just fun stuff, experimental stuff, but I won't bore you with it. And I actually have a nice 12mm wrist pin bearing. That one's from Luke. I broke into a bearing set I'd bought for another build to get that, and then 5 minutes later I found one that's probably a Farmer Tech one, I'm sure, that was laying in the same box I was digging in. But anyway, what do you guys say we just slap this cylinder and piston on? One more thing I always like to check is the wrist pin fitment. Some of them fit really tight, some of them fit really loose. I kind of like it kind of in between. Somebody's going to take that the wrong way. But that's about how I like them to fit. Good snug fit, not too tight. I have had some of them that were so tight I didn't like it and polished the wrist pin to my liking. But I'm going to pause you guys. I'll get this top end on, and I'd just like to see where the squish is at in the port time. Alright guys, so that lets me know that the intake boot's fine. What I'll probably do is just take a cut off wheel and cut the part off of that flange for the cable to go in, because this saw's throttle rod activated. You know, we will have to make a custom throttle rod. You can get the 350 ones or the one for these. Like, they're really cheap to buy like a 4-pack of them, and you know, we'll just do that. I may even have some here, and you know, go from there when we put whatever carb we're going to put on it. Alrighty guys, we're going to wrap this one up. Squish is actually a little too tight on it. I had to go to a thinner solder to actually measure it. The solder I normally use was too thick. It was squeezing it, but you know, I could tell it was just way too tight. 11 thou, that's using like a piece of 27 thousandth solder. It actually squished it pretty damn flat, so we'll probably pull a little material out of the band. I'll probably have to make a mandrel. I don't know that I have anything here 47mm. We'll just have to see. But let's see, exhaust roof 110, the upper's 131, and the intake's on 80, which means I probably don't want to lower this cylinder any at all. If I do, I'm going to end up having to epoxy the intake floor, and I really don't want to do that. Intake on these ain't real big, huge to begin with anyway, so we don't want to choke it up any more than it already is, because we'll be running a larger carburetor on it. We could give a little bit and go a little bit on it, but you know, we'll just have to see. Today's video was basically just, you know, get this out of the box, look at it, see where the squish and timing was at, and you know, to introduce this build to the channel. But that's kind of where we're going with it. This 357 cylinder, I'm going to use a 372 intake tracked on it, and more than likely a 372 carb. I'm pretty sure I've got some good ones over there. I know I have a couple of X-Torque carbs. You know, we may even do something different and put something different on the saw. We'll be building a custom linkage. I'll probably build a velocity stack for it. No air filter, and I'm undecided on whether I want to run a muffler or order one of those scooter pipes and put an expansion chamber on it, or just build some kind of pipe and just dump it right off of the front. You know, those seem to work well too. They're just really damn obnoxiously loud. But this is just for fun. It'll be a long-term project. But I do feel I've got enough stuff here maybe to where we could get it busted off and at least fired up sooner than later. But I've got to get a clutch drum. I may just pull that chain adjuster out and order a 455 Rancher cover to go on it. But who knows? Time will tell. I ain't really got a lot of money to spend on it. It just is what it is. Just for fun anyway. But anyway, if you took time out of your day to watch this, I truly do appreciate it. And have a good day.